Astralis go for counter-aggression.
Fantastic flash to set up Blamet in for the peak. It's short, but only one found from the Joel Berettas. Absolutely would have wanted more out of that position. Oh, Glaive on the fallback through the smoke. Eliminates Zywoo with a bullet between the eyes. Farley from range fights and dances with Magisk, and it's a dance of death that rings out for the day. And it's down to 2 players left here for Vitality as they try and fall away. Dupree turns and fights, and Dupree gets a follow-up. Now we're back to a 2v2 as suddenly Astralis get back into the site. The defuse, well, it's being stuck. There's a kid in the back of Farley. He's holding it through. The bullets are missing. And Astralis have the pistol. The defuse stuck in the smoke. Puts us into a real competitive round right from the get-go, and Zywoo gets that revenge back on Glaive in the follow-up. Headshot connects Masuta, trading out on Blamet. Fantastic stuff here from Vitality. And Dupree puts an end to the peaks from Astralis. They just see 3 players a day swinging out top ramp. So Vitality in such a good position now, being up 2 players with all that info.
This was something that Maui Snake just pointed out on the desk perfectly. He thinks Vitality have the better ramp control, and we're seeing that here. Masuta with a good trade, and Config is in the right position, but there's 3 players to find.
Good pick from Config. And like you said, so much more to be done here with the MP9 in hand. Have to get a bit of an upgrade, but not really in a position to do so. If he were to drop that MP9 to upgrade, Sound Q would be given away. So smoke out from Dupree, shots land through the smoke, nearly taking Dupree out of the round. Then Cinder goes down, and now Config runs right through it. Dupree, Vitality taking the top ramp control. Masuta sent up over the sandbag into the ledge, and they completely clear with nades, but Dupree has been taken out early by the utility of Astralis. Blamet claiming the first life, and Glaive into the flash play set up by Farley, and a double kill taking out Masuta and Apex in one foul sweep. Vitality's quick play has quickly come to a halt.
Great adaptation from Astralis, and we were just saying, we kind of expect Vitality to keep at that ramp control. Clearly Astralis did too. This round isn't over just yet though. Swallow's still here, seeing if he can find fights. Another 1v1 presents itself, but can't take that chance.
Now Zipex crosses over towards Headshot. Glaive takes close position at Crane. They need a pick here quickly. And Zywoo overwhelmed and put under too much pressure. Is now Magisk into the 1 versus 4. First pick onto Blamet, nearly to the defensive B, and now the flank from Blamet. He's about to come around the backside, spots the legs out. First kill onto Magisk, and now Panic Station's well and truly in full force right now for Vitality. They've got to pull off something miraculous just to even compete in the remaining seconds of this round. Zipnix has got teammates alongside of him. Zywoo has taken him out of the round, but needs much more where that came from, and Zywoo ditching them out. We're talking about miraculous. Zywoo certainly lives up to that. Dupree, you can't plant that, so we're going to have to find a different place to put that bomb, and he will certainly find position for it. But now 1v1 against Blamet, and Dupree placing the sight, flashes up into the fight. And he's so close to taking him out, but the head just barely showing, damage being done, but Blamet better for it, but has to come into the den. And Dupree, and how have they recovered that? Vitality, they've got...
And you're probably going to get spammed, but that's the exact pick that Zywoo was waiting for. He couldn't hit it in the previous round, but he hits it this time.
Not an easy pick to find. There's a pixel over the top of those sandbags that you have to try and just wrap your way through it. Interesting position from Farley, somewhat one and done. And with the spacing solid for Vitality, the trade does come through. And 4 versus 3, Astralis down a player. Blamet looking to change that. Almost has to here. Magisk does cross over. Information gathered as to where Blamet is playing. He's not going to hang around in a position too much longer. Decides to go and patch up the hole upon the top ramp hit and gets utility down to stop that short play from coming in.
Big rotate from Astralis. They have everyone here, but it might not matter because Zywoo is on the server and he's here with a bang.
That is incredible.
And Blamet might take the chance to slip back to the bomb site.
Yeah, there's one player you're going to leave alone in these positions and have full faith in. It would often be Blamet, one of the best CT players on the planet, but this time gets shredded by Apex. Glaive caught in no man's land in open, trying to transition position. And Apex swiftly takes him away too. Vitality not really sweating it in these rounds. You lose Dupree towards B early, but right back into it. You've had unwinnable fights for Astralis.
This is still set and primed for Vitality to be able to just execute out onto A. We've seen it before, but look at the aggression.
Well, Glaive cracks over the head of Zywoo, and Zipex moves through with a rifle. And Astralis starting to turn this into a round win as Blamet connects another. Dupree, 12-2, looking to try and win the 1v3. And it goes over towards Glaive. Molly falls in behind it. Play forced into a reposition. Dupree unable to capitalize upon that. And remember, 15 seconds on this timer. So Dupree's chances of this round win starting to dwindle further at 9 seconds. Dupree probably realizes, well, just a save call is the best option here. Saves the rifle in the corner. And Astralis, that's a bit of a lifeline now thrown to them. You win on the back of one rifle, a couple of upgraded weapons, and you catch Dupree.
In the setup, Vitality group back to B.
Yeah, when you realize how many players are needed to play that spot, you know on sandbites, it's absolutely the right call here for Vitality to go back to B, but dealing with the players inside of the site is proving to be a little more difficult than they initially expected. A couple of kills to come in for Astralis, but Zywoo, again, pulling them out of the hole. He's got the shovel, but it's not enough just yet. 9 seconds, Zywoo has to do it all. 1 versus 2, time is ticking. He has to commit to the plant, and now he's stuck in the smoke. Farley goes into the shot, P250 to the head. Back behind the generator. It is Vitality just forcing them further and further back, but Zipex and Glaive, they've taken 2 kills between them. Dupree and Masuta out of the round. And with 20-odd seconds left, Zywoo finally put the player in the ground. So another round looking almost on here, but a 3v3, a retake for Astralis is needed.
BlameF still has utility. That could be big because there aren't that many positions you can play in this post plant.
Flash goes over the top, ineffective, but Zipex still comes out on top of the fight. Zywoo misses the shot, goes into the fight, and Farley takes him down in the second peak. And now it is Magisk having to close in the 1 versus 3. Currently held behind a great screen gap, allows Farley to scope on in.
Decide to commit to anything. But this crossfire on the site should be solid. They still have utility, but there'll be a fight coming.
Apex gets a little unlucky there. The timing is, BlameF actually just gets behind the side of the crane. Now Zywoo, he was the player to get them back into that miraculous round. We remember in the start of this half, when they were down after 2 players fell towards ramp.
It's really just stealing the AWP.
Let's see if he can do it again. Starts to creep again. Here comes the boost from Astralis. Looking to gather some info, but Vitality haven't managed to get around the corner. They've managed to get around to the safe side. And a shot for Zywoo, another one pulled out. 2 players still towards short side right now for Astralis, and 45 seconds for Vitality. This is certainly doable. Magisk needs to kill here, and he's not able to get it, so Zywoo springs into action. And we're about to see more magic out of the Frenchman. He pushes forward, this time Config with the reposition, catches him as he crosses both teams. But he's hanging around, he is not leaving, he is staying in the fight down to 1 HP, goes into the fight and Config, clutch corner is quick for the double kill and followed up by Farley. So you had the perfect start, you had the ideal position, and Vitality have lost it. Astralis right back into the driver's seat with the man advantage.
And they can pounce. They have the utility deep so that they cut off the rotation. Meg is trying to fight, but Zipex holds the line for Astralis. They're going to get that bomb down, and Dupree hasn't got a hope in hell here with the MP9. The nades could maybe make a difference, but he'd need a nade kill.
He could absolutely do damage here, though. That is also a big factor. Look at Astralis' money. It's not in a good position. If Dupree can take a few players out of this, force those rebuys for Astralis, Team Vitality can still has to just watch on the 4 screens that surround him. The rest of his teammates left to try and deal with this one. Glaive trades out the 1-for-1 against Masuta. Magisk, that CT play you're talking about, stepping up strong. And Config left in the 1v3. Great stuff out of Magisk. And Masuta closes with the 3K. Big round from him. And Vitality about to be thrust into the fires of battle. He goes around the corner. It's Zywoo that's got 1, but the rest of the kills come in for Astralis. Farley, Glaive, and Zipnix taking all the kills required. And just Magisk left. He can't compete in this one. Astralis stay afloat. A crucial round there to win, considering the weakened bye.
I wonder if Vitality needed to make that play, because Astralis committed really heavily to controlling ramp early. They didn't have much utility left. They just had enough for a site execute at that point. So I wonder if Vitality could have maybe just sat back.
To a 16-8 scoreline. This is not the start Astralis will be looking for. And Apex swings out towards short. Again, first pick is Vitality's to play with.
Masuta goes for the re-aggression, and the bomb is gifted to him. Vitality continue to contend. Astralis finally fighting back.
They need much more where that came from, and that's exactly what Farley has gone and found, but plenty more needed. Zipex rattling off a couple of shots, brings down Masuta, and BlameF and Zipnix into the clutch. Oh, spotted Dupree with the aggression forward. BlameF gets caught out, and Zipex in a 1 versus 2. There'll be a wall, time long ago where you would not count him out in any...
Can buy from Astralis, but now they've got an AWP to work with, and they're going to group back up towards B. Oh, I don't think he can commit through that. Or maybe you can.
That's not clean at all for Dupree, luckily. Well, not even luckily, gets caught on the crossback with a smoke. Playman takes him out with a Glock in. Oh no, not again. Pistols again. They just keep pulling him out. Astralis, surely this is their round. Apex in a 1 versus 4 does get taken out. My god, another one for Vitality against Pistols. Being chunked down on health, and Glade commits through the smoke spam, and Masuta is out of the round. Zywoo mortally wounded as well. This is not the ideal start for Vitality. And now we look at Astralis with Zipix and Config making the move through middle as well.
And when you get that kill, you can draw that mid player away. Glaive's got another, and Zywoo's still here close by. He hasn't been spotted, but they've lost 2 players, and they've lost mid.
It's going to take a big play here for Dupree, and he's not going to be able to take a single kill. And that's it for Astralis. Zywoo, the player that looked like he was going to die 100% first, is actually outlived his entire squad and gets away with the only kill so far. So that is the smart play here for Astralis. They've got a boosted player up on the ledge. Over the wood they go, and Config over the top gets taken out by Dupree. Dupree now swinging out and trying to gather some more info. Plenty of information being passed on, and that causes the Vitality rotation of another player to try and help out Dupree in this hole.
Just testing the waters only. That jump is ill-advised, and now Vitality have way too many frags. 2v5 to come back from. Astralis need a hero right now. Yeah, and this B site is still so heavily fortified.
Yeah, it's got to take some real unbelievable antics out of Farley. He's going to send his AWP into the site. But just the amount of protocols and the amount of contingency plans should be enough here. And the shot through quad, it's done damage. Zipix is followed up. The damage into the back of the site. Perhaps there is just a chance out of nowhere here for Astralis. Damage done. And into the 2v2 all of a sudden. Zipix pushes forward, but it's Zywoo that puts him in the ground, and Apex closes it out.